YouTube, what up though? It's your boy Montez Allen back with another video. Hope you're having a blessed day. It's a beautiful day in Georgia, and I always like to start with an attitude of gratitude and say thank you so much for supporting my channel. Thank you to all of my 221 subscribers. Run me up if you come across this and you like the content. I always say no pity party over here, only if you like the content. Make sure you run me up. Just need 500 subscribers. 500. I'm bad at math, but 500 minus 221 is what? I want to say it's like 280. I don't know. I'm drinking my Pinot Grigio as always. I love Pinot Grigio. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Montez Allen, owner of Faith-Based Merch, one of the best faith-based brands on the planet. And I like to not only run that, I like to do motivational videos. I like encouraging and uplifting people. And if you hear music in the background, it's because somebody's throwing a party, like a birthday party at my pool. All right. Pool closes in like September, so I had to get my last moments in here. But I love talking to y'all, and thank you so much for just sticking in there and listening to this message. I know it's going to help somebody. So let me take one last sip and let me get into it. All right. So my message today is keep believing. Keep believing, man. When you're working on something, your goals and dreams, you're working towards a goal, working towards creating the life of your dreams. It's this thing that's going to come along called life. And life is going to throw you some curveballs that you would never expect. And when it does that, you got to keep believing. When you're working on a business and it ain't giving you the results yet, you got to keep believing. You keep failing at something, you got to keep believing. Think about the people that made it in this world that struggled at first, but they kept believing though. I can give you a perfect example. Tyler Perry was doing plays for like 5 years, 6 years, going broke, homeless, getting evicted. He kept believing. Now Tyler Perry is a billionaire. Steve Harvey, I use these same examples all the time. Steve Harvey, dead broke, living in his car for 3 years. 3 years trying to do comedy. Quit his job after winning like an amateur night. And he just believed and knew that it was for him. He kept believing. Anybody else out there perfect example, I think it's something called Squid Games or Sharknado or something like that. These things didn't pop off for years, but the people that created it, they stuck with it. And now it's popping off, especially Squid Games. I believe the dude that created Squid Games, it took him 10 years. But guess what? He kept believing. J.K. Rowling, the lady that wrote Harry Potter, the Harry Potter series, she was denied by like 12 publishers. Nobody would print her book. But guess what? She kept believing anyway. You got to keep believing when you're broke. You got to keep believing when you ain't seeing no results. You got to keep believing when nobody's supporting you. You got to keep believing when you don't believe. You got to keep believing when you're having doubts. You got to keep believing when you don't have the money. You got to keep believing when you are stuck. You got to keep believing in the thing that you're working on, because if you give up too easy, you ain't believing it. Anything that you want is not going to be easy. It's going to life is going to test you. It's going to throw some curveballs at you. It's going to try to do everything to make you give up until eventually life caves in. Eventually life is going to cave in and say, you know what? This person will not stop. God is going to say, let me send my angels here and let me help this guy. Let me help this girl get to their dreams. A lot of times it's a test. And the test can be extremely difficult. I mean, I heard somebody say this. God usually will show you the destination, but he won't show you what it takes to get there. You know what I mean? If we knew what it took to get to our dreams, we will all, let me bring this up a little bit. We will all quit. Right? Steve Harvey said it too. He was like, if I knew what I had to go through to get to my dreams, I would have quit. I would have quit. And I believe him. You think Steve Harvey knew he was going to have to go through homelessness and losing stuff And no, but he kept believing. I'm turning my head back around. He kept believing, man. So I'm here to encourage somebody out there. You got to keep believing, even when you don't believe yourself. You just got to let the belief take over. Because you're going to have moments like that when you're going after something. You're going to keep believing when you're failing. Keep believing when nobody's believing in you. Keep believing when you're not seeing the results. Just keep believing, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. Your belief got to believe. You got to keep believing, no matter what. Ifs, ands, or buts. If you don't believe enough, that means you don't want it bad enough. If you quit on it, that means you didn't want it. Because there's been people that have been doing it for 5-6 years and then exploded in that 7 years, like the bamboo tree. It takes 5 years for the bamboo tree to sprout up. I'm sorry, it's keep going dark on y'all. Right? 5 years. After that 5th year, that's when it sprouts up. So the question becomes, how can I put it? What's doing the work? During those 5 years, did the bamboo tree sprout that 5th year, or did it sprout? Was it getting ready to sprout during those 4 years? Does that make sense? Because it just didn't sprout that 5th year, right? It just didn't sprout that 5th year. You got to keep believing, man, that your bamboo tree moment is coming. You got to keep believing. Now more people coming to the pool. You got to keep believing that your bamboo season is coming. You know, and let me tell you, if God gave you the dream, he wouldn't give you the dream if he's not going to help you bring it to pass. That don't make sense. Why would he do that? Why would he tease you like that? So I'm telling you that you got to keep believing no matter what. You got to keep believing no matter in your circumstances, even though you might be in the toughest circumstances, man. So I'm not trying to truncate how bad your circumstances is. I'm not trying to diminish it. I'm not trying to make it seem like it's not hard, because I know I'm going through some tough stuff while I'm chasing my dreams, and it seems like stuff just keep popping up and popping up and popping up. Like I don't know what it is, but when you're trying to better yourself and have a beautiful life and live a life in abundance, this thing is going to come around called life. And also, the enemy don't want to see you win. He's going to try to throw any and everything at you to get you off course. Any and everything to get you off course. And you got to fight. And sometimes it's hard, man. I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy. It's going to be hard. And it seems like when you're chasing it and you're trying to go after your dreams, it gets even harder. And sometimes it seems like, I guess I'm in my drink, y'all. Sometimes it seems like it's purposely harder for you because you're trying to be different. But no matter what, you got to keep believing, man. No matter what, you got to keep believing. Belief. Having faith is basically belief in the things that you can't see. You got to believe that's going to happen for you. And how I try to look at it is, if God can do it for other people, he can do it for you too. He can do it for me too. Why won't he do it? I mean, if you're just out here being devilish, right? But why won't he do it though? If he can do it for them, if he can do it for somebody that was dead broke, homeless, living out of his car, sleeping on the side of the gas station, why can't he do it for you and me? Why can't he do it for you? You just got to continue to put in the work. You got to continue to put in the work, and you got to believe no matter what. Don't let nothing take away your belief. And look, you're going to have doubts. I'm not saying that you're not going to doubt sometimes. That's normal. You're going to have doubts about what you're doing, whether it's going to work or not. Or is it ever going to work? Because some of you might be at it. You've been at it for years, right? Some of you have been at it for years. And it still hasn't come true. And you're doubting, like, man, is this going to happen for me? but it is. You just got to keep believing that it can happen for you. Once you lose your belief, once you lose your faith, then you lose your dream. Once you lose your belief, once you lose your faith, then you lose your dream. Because you don't think it's going to come true. All right? So I just had to pop on here and say that no matter what, keep believing. You got this. I love you. Make sure you click the link below. Head over to Faith Based Merch. Grab you some merch. Also, I just came out with a new ebook. It's called You're Dope, Now Act Like It. Very inspirational. It's fly and it'll bless you. All right? So as always, peace and blessings. Bye.